Redditors who are from the 80s 90s, suppose you woke up a child again in 33 years in the past, how will you convince your parents to make smart moves assuming you know the future? I am trying to convince my parents of that today and I'm still failing. How should I be able to convince them as a child? Crying face. I could give them the best investment advice, all the winning sports games, and they'd probably just ignore me like always. Good luck with that. Back in 1983 I tried to talk Dad into investing in the Fidelity Magellan Fund. Had been reading quite a bit about economics and tried to engage him in a conversation about the reasons. His reaction amounted to, "You're 15. What do you know?" It is perhaps the world's best-known actively managed mutual fund, known particularly for its record-setting growth under the management of Peter Lynch from 1977 to 1990. Serious, what's the creepiest paranormal activity you ever encountered? Bit of background: my dad was in the military and was stationed in Germany when I was a kid. My homeschool group traveled to a ruined concentration camp as a field trip. All throughout the tour, I felt like someone was watching me, and more than once I swore I heard crying. When we went through the shower, I nearly screamed because I felt something push against my back towards the wall. I told my parents I wanted to go home then and there. Unfortunately we had to finish the tour. When I was little I had a toy wand and pointed it at the sky and yelled "Let it snow," and it started snowing. That's all I've got. The ghost of a former owner is here in my house. I've seen her 3 times, always in the hallway. We expanded the bathroom and covered the bathroom door and made another door to the bathroom from the laundry room. Every time I've seen her, she comes out of the wall where the old bathroom door used to be. What disappeared silently and nobody noticed? Ronald McDonald apparently. LMFAO. To people who don't know, they are the guys who made Party Rock. Haven't seen them ever since. Haven't seen fidget spinners around for quite some time. Picture in Picture as a television feature. You don't hear about that anymore. Starlets carrying tiny dogs with them when they go out. Paid lunches. The term 9-5 used to be 8 hours including lunch. Now most jobs are 9-6 with no paid lunch. But people still use the term 9 to 5s. All the phone numbers I had locked in my memory. Courtesy to film horizontally. St. Bernard rescue dogs with little barrels of brandy attached to their collars. The "I'm feeling lucky" button on Google. Colors of restaurants and fast food. Did anyone else notice how bland McDonald's looks now in some other restaurants? Payphones. What food have you tried liking but just can't? Peeps, the Easter sugared candy. I like to think I can digest anything covered in sugar but not that. Grape nuts. I hated them as a kid, but as an adult I decided to try them again, thinking maybe my taste buds had matured by then. Nope. They were still just as awful as I remembered. Black licorice. I've accepted my DNA just can't stand the stuff. Intestines, innards of any kind, and solid portions of fat on meat. One of my husband's favorite dishes is barbecued intestines, Japanese barbecue, and I can smell its appeal, but I physically can't deal with the texture. And it really saddens me because I've always wanted to eat menudo and I know the soup is bomb AF. Crying face. I think I have some sort of fat chewy PTSD from when I was forced to eat gristle off of meat as a kid. The smell alone makes me sick. What is a reboot that didn't absolutely suck? The Mummy. The Brendan Fraser one, not the Tom Cruise one. Battlestar Galactica from the 2000s. Futurama, and then Futurama. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I still enjoy the original for some of its darker moments and quirkiness, but Brotherhood sticks to the script and nails it. It's superior in almost every way. The 2010s Planet of the Apes movies were pretty good. Dune. Mortal Kombat 9. The 90s Addams Family movies. I enjoyed the remake of True Grit. Can't say it was better, but I didn't think it sucked. The Parent Trap. The original TV show reboot. Unfortunately its own reboot sucked butthole edit. Honestly I was just trying to make a joke, because the show title was Reboot. Dredd 2012 was infinitely better than the Judge Dredd Stallone movie from the 90s. Battlestar Galactica. The Thing. 3:10 to Yuma. What is the most overrated food? Shark fin soup. Apparently it tastes bland and has little nutritional value. Poor sharks getting slaughtered for this. Edible gold flakes. If that can even be considered food. Activated charcoal anything. Caviar. Pricier cuisine that contains gold flakes. What's going on there? Do you consume it in order to feel wealthy and powerful? Gold probably doesn't taste very good and isn't often meant to be consumed. On this, all of my favorite dishes are being roasted. But maggot cheese. I don't give shit how good you say the cheese is. You are eating living fly babies. It is garbage. You are eating rancid garbage and paying a fortune to do it. Just eat some brie like a normal person. Nutella. I know in part that it's my taste buds changing, but it doesn't taste nearly as orgasmic as people have led me to believe. It tastes okay but not awesome. What video game have you played the most? Diablo 2 probably. World of Warcraft. I once went through all my characters and added all playtime and reached at least 350 days. The highest on Steam would be Elite Dangerous with 3,254.4 hours on the Steam counter. And a few hundred more hours in game counter. Skyrim, Stardew Valley, The Atmosphere, Animal Crossing, Minecraft, The Sims 4, Portal 2, Destiny 2, 1,000 hours of the worst game ever. Rocket League. I'd quit but basically haven't played any other game since like 2016. League of Legends, RuneScape, The Elder Scrolls v Skyrim, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. As an adult, Dragon Age Origins. Maybe Baldur's Gate 3 will be able to overshadow it. As a child, Rayman 2, The Great Escape and Morrowind. Minecraft or GTA 5. What was the worst first impression you ever had with someone? When I went before the judge, I was drunk and argued with him. 10 extra days for contempt of court. 6 years sober. I met a girl at work. Thought she was cute until she bragged about purposefully hitting a bird with her truck because birds are stupid. Nothing like some animal cruelty to kill your attraction level. Family friend who wanted to introduce her new boyfriend to her friend group. The dude was a know-it-all. He talked over everybody, was very condescending, and was just a rude jerk. We gave him a do-over and he was even worse the second time. That was over 15 years ago and they're still together. I don't see my friend much anymore. What would you do if you got $5,000 a month for the rest of your life for free? Live the same as now but be able to pay my bills and have some money to do fun things on my days off. I'd invest it safely and retire 20 years earlier. Time to upgrade from instant noodles to gourmet ramen truffle oil infused broth. Anyone? It's a whole new world of noodle sophistication. Quit my job and become a musician. Keep working and not be stressed out. Sure, it's not an absolute ton of money, but if something happens you won't have to worry about any financial situations. I would stay working, but now I would have the financial freedom to think about getting another degree or training to pursue things I am actually passionate about and interested in. I could start the home repairs that aren't critical but would improve quality of life. I could focus on aspects of health that aren't killing me right now, but could eventually make things worse. What's a harsh reality that everybody needs to hear? People who want to cheat will cheat no matter how much you think you're keeping an eye on them. You can love someone with all of your heart and not be loved back in the same way. Whatever you say can and will be used against you. Bad things happen to good people. You can do everything right and still get fucked. You can't force people to like the same things as you. It's easier to maintain your health than it is to get it back. You don't always get what you want. Other people are thinking about themselves, not about you. You're probably not as smart as you think you are. Failure is part of life. You're not perfect. Stop judging others. Life is not fair. Your talent means nothing without consistent effort and practice. Some of the most talented people in the world never move out from their parents' basement. What's a small, seemingly insignificant decision you've made that ended up having a huge impact on your life? On a night out I went to Burger King and at the last second decided to get chicken nuggets with my burger instead of chips. I ate the burger but didn't feel like the nuggets by this point and wished I'd gotten chips instead, so I asked the person opposite me on the bus if he wanted them. My exact words were, "Hey lad, do you want my chicken nuggets?" He said yes and we got talking. That was 16 years ago and now we are married with a beautiful daughter. I chose to be nice to everyone in high school, even the kids people thought were weird. Fucked my life up pretty bad 10 years ago and recently got a call asking if I wanted to train as a software developer by one of those kids. I was frying chicken in a gas station for scraps. Dude told me he remembered me being smart and into that stuff and knew I could learn fast. What's something men do that comes across as creepy? I'm a guy but a semi-frequent bar patron. Whenever guys ask bartenders what time they get off that they've had little to no interaction with is incredibly creepy. Gives off "I'll be waiting for you in the parking lot" vibes. Sit next to you when you're the only two people in a place with many seats. Hey, where do you work? Oh, which one? Yeah, there's like 6 of one. Do you work at? No, I won't show up at your work. Lol, ha ha ha. Hey, did you block me? What did I do wrong? Speaking as a 5 feet 2 inches 1.57 woman, guys you barely know or even total strangers lifting you up off the ground to hug you. What's the hardest food to eat seductively? Me and my fat man belly look kinda good eating anything emo. Really big sushi? I say this because I feel awkward eating sushi with people because I always have to bite into the sushi if it's too big and then it falls apart, so I'm left catching seaweed and with sauce on my face. Or I just don't know how to eat sushi, probably that. Either I feel like eating sushi seductively would be hard unless it's smaller sized. Dog food. Cheetos. A milk steak boiled over hard. Salad. Haggis. Drunk Taco Bell. Not a food per se, but trying to stare into someone's eyes while trying to find your straw in your drink as it moves around. Soup. Spicy peppers. Draining sinuses. Do not a turn on. B. Sloppy joes. You are now in the world of the last movie you watched. How screwed are you? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Always wanted to experience the 80s and life before 9/11, and before the internet became as intrusive as it is today. I'm in Barbie land. Full Metal Jacket. I'm dead immediately. The Room. Can't wait to toss the football around with the brothers. I'm screwed. I have no survival skills and no way to call for help. My only friend is a fucking volleyball named Wilson. X-Men First Class. Probably fine, assuming I have a cool mutation, know how to hide it. I think it was American Pie, so shouldn't be bad. I'm either developing the nuclear bomb, or experiencing it firsthand. Not screwed really. My idiot stepbrothers are prepping for the Catalina wine mixer though. He'll be the smartest guy around considering the whole town is a bunch of dummies who constantly needs help from a child and his team of puppies.